The issue that I was really looking at, especially for early stage B2B companies, one of the riskiest things that and decisions that they need to make is when to start building a sales team. Traditionally, it's something that's very expensive for them to do. So obviously, it's financially risky, and then operationally, just thinking about how they forecast a ramp in sales and ramp in productivity, it's really hard for them to do. So it's a really risky bet that they're making. The reason it's expensive, obviously, you're hiring reps, you have to train them, you have to retain them. And traditionally, what we've seen in the past is that existing kind of CRM tools and marketing tools really, they haven't really alleviated that risk. They've been very much designed for large sales organizations. To some extent, there's been some innovation for kind of mid-market companies. But for early stage companies, it's still a risky proposition. So what these next generation tools are really trying to do is, one, they're further trying to reduce deployment and usage costs. They're trying to dramatically increase the amount of intelligence that companies get around prospects and leads, so reps don't have to spend a ton of time doing that research. And then lastly, it's automating the collection of all the customer interaction data, because that's really the biggest barrier to getting reps to buy into using these technologies. So just a quick recap of how what's happened, right? You first had Siebel and Oracle, which was the first kind of evolution of CRM, and huge innovation, but really, really designed for the largest sales organizations. It provided that first level of insight around pipeline building and around what customer interactions were successful for what reps and why. But obviously, incredibly expensive, all on-premise software, so really limited to just the biggest sales organizations. You then had SaaS CRM and marketing, which is really Salesforce. And they really broadened the appeal of CRM to a much wider swath of companies, because you obviously don't have the upfront license payment. It's all cloud-based, so you don't have to worry about maintaining the software internally. And so that dramatically increased the market and really started to move CRM more mid-market. But again, it's still expensive, and as Salesforce has developed, it's gotten more and more complicated as they've designed for their high-end customers. So for SMBs, it still really has not been a practical solution. What you've started to, and what I've focused on was they talk about the democratization of customer intelligence. So for all companies of all sizes, you can start really getting a detailed view into who your customers are and managing that, your leads and your prospects, and getting a ton of data on them. And so that's really where I focused a lot of my time. So the issue that these companies and next generation software is trying to look at is addressing this pie. So you just have the breakdown here of how a sales rep spends their time. Obviously, they're meant to be there to sell, and they spend less than 50% of their time actually doing that. And despite how much CRM penetration has increased over the past 10 years, you haven't seen this number move very much. And a lot of that is because CRM systems, if you think about what they really do, it's really meant to make the sales manager's job and managers in general, help them be more predictive and help them manage the sales process. But it really hasn't changed the day-to-day life of a sales rep. If anything, it's kind of made it more of a hassle, right? Because they have to log interactions, they have to dig through the data. It's not a very easy system for them to use. So it just hasn't done much to move the needle here. And so what the whole point of where new companies are looking at this market is to change that pie and to move that 40% number, because it can drive dramatic increases in productivity, which is especially important for early stage companies, because if you can have a fewer number of reps that are more productive, you can obviously spend more money investing in that sales team, because each rep is going to be more productive. So that's where a lot of the time is being spent. So the three key benefits, which I touched on in the first slide. The first is further reducing the upfront cost and ongoing maintenance. I'm going to touch on HubSpot CRM. That's where I'm going next year, so maybe not a surprise, but I think it's a good example of what's happening around cost and to make this technology more accessible. The second is around prospecting and customer intelligence. So if you go back to look at this slide, 25% of time is still spent on generating leads and researching. So once a rep gets a lead, you think about the amount of time that they're going to take to research that lead, understand who the right person to talk to is, why is that person the right person to talk to. They go through this, pretty good reps go through a pretty in-depth process to understand why that lead, what's going to be the most fruitful way to approach that conversation. What Capture and other companies like it are doing is they automatically enrich data behind that customer, behind that lead or prospect, to give that rep the data that they need as soon as they're starting that conversation. And increasingly, Capture does actually basic data enrichment for free. And increasingly, the intelligence is being driven to rise not just because you can get a ton of data on leads, but it rises up the most relevant information based on the product that you're selling and based on who that lead is. And so it identifies that information quickly to make the close process much faster. And then lastly, the collection of customer interaction data. This is the #1 reason CRM deployments are unsuccessful, is because reps, they have to devote their time, again, this meeting and admin time, 20% of their time is spent managing and making sure they're up to date with where each lead stands so that their managers understand where they stand in the sales process. So Showpad and other companies like it are automating this whole process so that reps don't have to do this. And so this is just it's a software tool that plugs into any third-party CRM through an API, and it automatically will capture all of that data, not only physical emails and calls, but every touch point that the customer has on your website, every actual voice conversation will be logged in CRM, and it's very easy to then rise that information up when you need a rep to recall what the customer has interacted with. So quickly, I'll just touch on 2 of them. So HubSpot CRM, what's crazy about it is it's completely free all the time. There's no step up in price. So contacts, usage, data, it's all free. And so for any small business, there's really no reason not to use it. What we've seen, Mobile Virtual Player, which is the dummy that Dartmouth has, they don't really have a true sales team yet, but they're using HubSpot CRM just to start. They have all these high schools, potential high schools that they're going to start selling to. So they're like, well, we might as well start logging how people are looking at the website in HubSpot CRM and start, when we do have a true sales effort, that information's there. And so it's really democratizing CRM to any company, because there's literally very little financial barrier to adoption. So you should see over the next couple of years a dramatic increase in CRM adoption at the very low end of the market. And then Showpad, which is really interesting technology. So I mentioned around the interaction data being logged, which is cool, and I think it makes CRM much more easy to stomach for reps because it alleviates those pain points. But what's really cool is you think about B2B sales organizations. They create all of this content that they want to use to sell to customers, right? That's what a lot of marketing organizations does. You have all this collateral. Especially over time, it gets stale. You don't know what's relevant for what customer. Showpad will log all of that content, and then based on the prospect and what business they're in and all of the attributes of the organization, it will bring the most relevant and the best content that's most likely to be relevant for that prospect. It'll hand that right to the rep during the conversation, and they've shown dramatic increases in close rates. The average increase in close rates once you get to the bottom of the funnel is close to 15% increase in close rates, because they have the right content at the right time to make the sales conversation that much more fruitful. So over time, I expect this idea of democratization of these sales and sales enablement tools to really increase for SMBs, especially at the low end of the market.